It's really cool how she told that story, because one of the most important things an interviewer is looking for is this person going to cross the line and do the wrong thing? Are they going to try to make a way around things, or are they going to hold firm? So that's like, you know, that was a really good way, a really good response that she provided, because it tells me as an interviewer that this is somebody that I can trust and count on. She won't cross the line. And typically for an HR job, the FLSA equation is one that we're asked to compromise on a monthly basis, and we can't cross that line. So that's just a point, you know, ethics is really important. If you're going to cross the line, don't talk about it in an interview. That's the wrong place to bring it up. Don't talk about it on Facebook or Twitter either. Please. It's the fastest way to get yourself fired or not hired. Tell me why you chose your current position.
Well, my current position, I have my own business doing consulting work, which I started back when I was in Dallas about 10 years ago. And so as I'm trying to build that business, and then I got offered opportunities, and I took those opportunities because, frankly, being a one-man show is very challenging. I mean, it's very much peaks and valleys. And you take a project, you're on it, by the time you're finished, you're like exhausted, and then you get okay, now I don't have work.
Yeah.
So as I've left that, I keep coming back to it because I really do like the opportunity to participate in some different projects. But that's the downside, is the peaks and valleys. So I like consulting work, but also when I left Winn-Dixie, I was at a very nice compensation level. And so when I went from having very nice compensation to nothing, I said, okay, I can't do that again. I cannot rely on one source of income and then be in that type of situation, especially being a single parent. So I said, okay, I'm going to have multiple sources of income. And I'm going to set up a minimum 3 to 4 sources of income so that if I leave my main job, I have some other things to fall back on. And so that's what ended up happening. So I took a job teaching at DeVry University. I teach 1 to 2 classes a semester, so 1 to 2 nights a week. And I can say yes or no, and I can pick it up or not. And that provides me some flexibility. It's not a whole lot of money, but it's one source. I obtained my certification in mediation. So I'm a Florida Supreme Court certified mediator. I can do mediation, I can pick that up, I can say yes, I can say no, but I have my network developed. And that way, if something occurs, I can say, okay. And the good part about that is it gives me very deep roots into the into the local community. So even if when I take an opportunity like what's available with your organization, the benefit is that I have all of this network and all this information that I bring in with the organization, and it just further supports the objectives.
Okay, great. What's the relationship between what you're doing on your job this year compared to last year?
Well, this year compared to last year, let me think about that for a second. I would say this year I'm much more defined in my goals and in what I'm doing. I have, as I started working through the last 2 years since I left Winn-Dixie, I said, okay, where am I? I'm very much at a crossroads here. Where am I going and what am I doing? And so it's really allowed me the opportunity to say, okay, what do I really want to do? Where can I leverage my skill set at its maximum potential and position myself to continue to grow personally and professionally? And so this time has allowed me to do that, and therefore in my job it's allowed me to be that much more focused on long-term plans.
Great. I want you to think about a coworker, a peer.
Okay.
How do you know that they've done a good job?
Well, I would go back to, have they hit the metrics? Have they hit the standards?
And how do you find out that they hit the metrics?
Well, my management style, I'm very much.
But again, this is a peer or a coworker, not somebody who reports to you.
Okay. Peer or coworker, how would I know they're doing well? Okay. I tell you, I have a lot of patience with those that work for me. I have some patients that work next to me. I have less patience for those who are above me. A peer doing well, I kind of look at all the components. Okay, what's their role compared to mine? What are the dynamics of what they're dealing with in terms of where they come from? What I found in a lot of my peer group is I found a lot of people in positions because they landed there and not because they have the education or skill set to be there. And so they're good people with good intentions doing the best they can with what they have. But unfortunately, a lot of times they haven't taken that effort to go and obtain the education and skills that would make them that more viable position. So I tend to see, okay, how do I feel that they're doing a good job? How well are they taking my lead? Or how well are they contributing what they can to the project? And how does that, what's the variance between what they can contribute at their maximum potential versus what needs to be done? But I tend to have much, some patience and grace there, especially with people that.
And how many times does that coworker have to demonstrate that good behavior before you're convinced they really are a good employee?
I kind of walk in and take it for, when I walk in and I see people are there, I take for granted that, for the most part, I take for granted that they're in a role because they're capable of it. And so I don't start off saying, okay, earn my respect or earn that. I'm going to say, hey, you've got it, okay? You've got my respect. You're going to have to do something to lose it. So that's kind of my approach with it. But it's funny because I think for myself, it's the opposite. Let me prove myself. And so I think that's a little bit different too, or especially over the last 2 or 3 years. Okay, I don't feel that need to prove that so much. You know what? Here I am, and we're gonna, as we go through different scenarios, who we are is just revealed, and you'll know me.
And then, what's a good way for you to be more successful?
For me to be more successful, I need space. I'm very much independent. I work well in a macro management environment. Tell me the results you want. Tell me my parameters, and let me go do it. And when I need help, I'm going to let you know.